So in this age of political campaign commercials, we would have seen right after this a picture of Ron Reagan up here. This children's sermon was not approved. I love you, Ron. And Fran, because we were... How is everybody doing today? Good? All right. I started at least 3 sermons yesterday, and they were all around this story from Luke's Gospel, Luke 14, about that you gotta hate your mom and dad and give up everything you own, and it's an important lesson. All right. Long story short, Jesus is talking about the costliness of being a disciple. And there are many sermons that have been preached on this subject, and an incredible book called The Cost of Discipleship, which was written by a Lutheran pastor who conspired to assassinate Adolf Hitler and then was executed for his role in the plot. So the Cost of Discipleship, it's all you need to know about this. Go read it. I'm going to go in a completely different direction. So, as much as I tried to write about the cost of discipleship, my heart wasn't in it. And for some reason, I felt drawn to the alternative first lesson from the Old Testament. All right, we didn't even print it today. But it kept jumping out to me. And I felt something within me that someone might need to hear that story and that message this morning. So I'm going to invite you, you got Bibles in your pews, luckily. Join me in Jeremiah 18, verse 1. Jeremiah is right after Isaiah, and it should be in the center of your Bible. Five, 8. There we go. I was like, I can't hear. 558. Almost everybody got it? All right. 558. Jeremiah 18, 1 through 6. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Come, go down to the potter's house, and there I will let you hear my words. So I went down to the potter's house, and there the potter was working at his wheel. The vessel he was making of clay was spoiled in the potter's hand, and he reworked it into another vessel, as seemed good to him. Then the word of the Lord came to me, Can I not do with you, O house of Israel, just as this potter has done? Says the Lord, just like the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. There is something beautiful and wonderful about this vision of God the Creator sitting as a potter. I love it because I don't know about you, but I know too well the feeling of being a vessel that is spoiled. Anyone else know that feeling? I know that I've been there. I have been spoiled, devalued, and damaged both through my own actions and by the actions and words of others. I don't know how many of you have had days where you look in the mirror and ask the reflection, what on earth am I still good for? And I think this is why we desperately need to hear this vision of God as potter. What happens when the shape that the potter was hoping to make doesn't work out as planned? What does the potter do? Does the potter declare that the clay is bad, that the clay is useless and throw it away? No. The potter reworks the clay into another vessel. And it was pointed out to me, and I love this, that if this is true, we, you, all of us, cannot be a fired piece of pottery. What does pottery look like once it's fired? Hard, rigid, right? It cannot be reshaped, right? Fired pottery can be beautiful. It can be really functional, right? Like a vase, like a mug, or even a brick. But it can only have one role. If a finished piece becomes damaged, you can't put it back on the wheel and reshape it. And that's why it's good news for you and me and the entire world that we are not finished, fired pieces with only one function, with only one value. The vision that we get today is that we are constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly developing works of art in the eyes and the hands of the Lord. No matter what we have said, no matter what we've done or left undone, we are never useless nor hopeless. We have been hurt by people and we have hurt others. And yet this is not where our stories end or where God will leave us. We are claimed by baptism and loved by the Almighty Creator of the universe, a powerful God that creates out of nothing just by speaking a word. This is why I love Ash Wednesday. You know Ash Wednesday, where we come up here and we kneel and a black cross is drawn on our foreheads in ash. And the words are spoken to us. Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. These words are a reminder of our mortality and of our sin. But they're also a reminder of the power of the God that we serve. What did God create Adam out of in Genesis? What did God make him out of? Clay, dust, nothingness. What did God have left of Jesus on Good Friday? A broken, dead body. We are loved by a God who creates beautiful things out of dust. We belong to a God who is stronger than death itself. And this is what defines us. No longer our perceived failings, our losses, or our mistakes. The gospel truth is that God is not done with us. And I saw a beautiful vision once of this truth, and I want to try and give it to you. It was at a fundraiser for a youth program, and kids that were participating in this program came out silently. All right? And they had these signs hanging around their neck. And they were signs that the kids had made for themselves. They were words that the kids had been called, or names that the kids had even given to themselves. I saw children standing up there with signs that said worthless, mistake, failure, slut, loser, fat, ugly. And the list went on and on. All the while, this song, Beautiful Things, is playing by this band named Engel, and the refrain is, you make beautiful things out of dust. And at the end of the song, these kids turned over their signs, shedding their labels, and the only word for all of them was beautiful. Today, God makes that same offer to all of us, to reveal our true identities to us when we've forgotten or when we've covered it up. When you came in, you received an index card. I'm going to invite you in just a second. I'm going to play that song that was playing during that fundraiser. And I just want you to sit with it for a moment or two. And I want you to write on that card a label that maybe you are carrying with you. addict, crazy, divorced, unloved, failure. Whatever it is that you feel, whatever it is that you are carrying, you are the only one that's going to see this. In a moment, you will be invited forward for communion to receive the grace and forgiveness of Jesus Christ. God's true presence that is changing you and recreating you, reshaping you from the inside out. On the other side of that card, with that label that you're carrying, I want you to write the word beautiful on it. And when you come up for communion, you're invited to leave your card before the altar. Leave your worries, your mistakes, your brokenness at the foot of the cross. But most of all, I want you to leave them with the beautiful side facing up. Because this is how God truly sees you.
Could all that is lost ever be found? Could a garden come out from this ground at all? You make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of the dust. You